West Ham United have the opportunity to leapfrog Manchester United in the Premier League table with victory tomorrow lunchtime at the London Stadium. David Moyes will be looking for a stern response after a pathetic and insert any negative adjective display at Anfield on Wednesday night. I hope you are all well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on this match preview. The games keep on coming. Our final game before Christmas. I was going to say the Christmas break then, but there's no break at all, to be honest with you. And it is Manchester United at home. Gary, a game that Moyes has deemed more important than a Carabao Cup quarter-final, so I'm expecting something special.
I hope so. I hope that, to be honest, even if you won 12-0, I wouldn't be very happy. But there you go. We've got quite a good record against Manchester United recently. A home record we haven't lost, I don't think, since Everton a few games ago. So I'm quite confident we'll score, and hopefully the players will need to react. And certainly Moyes knows he needs to react.
Yeah, we'll just recap that game on Wednesday night because you were there, as was I. And yeah, just say what you want to say, Gary, to be honest.
Well, I was walking to the ground as you were, and I saw the lineup, and I thought, what have you done? You know, there's very few games in the Premier League ground you go to, and you think this is going to be a really hard game. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City. So what do? You change all your defenders. I mean, Ogbonna's well past it, and like the first half, it was like a non-league team. We just didn't come down anywhere near having a shot, having a corner, and it was just embarrassing. And the lack of fight and everything, we didn't get anywhere near them. I mean, if they'd have won, you were there, Jake, 10-1. Even our goal was a worldie.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, Kudus put one over the bar in the 74th minute. We said, we've had a shot.
We've had a shot.
Yeah.
We've had a shot.
They scored another one, and then they put another one. And the last goal, literally, was just like part of the Red Seas. It just walked straight through the middle, stuck it in the player. He's a good player, Curtis Jones, but you don't let people score goals like that.
We were halfway back to the car at that point, and if you think I've watched the highlights, then you've got another thing coming. Honestly, it was pathetic. As soon as I saw that lineup, we was walking to the left Arkles, walking to the ground. Sorry, bit of positivity. Come on, let's do these tonight. Yeah. And then I get in the ground and I see that, and there was just a collective in the concourse. And I was queuing up to get a pint, and there was a couple of lads behind me who literally saw the lineup as they were in the queue, and they went, "Oh, for you know what they were going to say." Yeah. And I turned around and went, "We just were going now, lads," and they were exactly. and everybody could see what's going to happen. There was not one out of those 6,000 in that stand on Wednesday that even contemplated looking at that lineup again. Yeah, we're going to do these. Not one, because it was embarrassing, Gary.
The thing is, there's a complete lack of respect for the club and the fans. Yeah. I mean, like you just tell me you got home at 4:45 in the morning. I stayed overnight, got home Thursday morning. Okay, it was our biggest game. If we'd have beaten Liverpool, I mean, let's be honest, even with our first team, we probably would have lost. Let's be honest, but we'd have given it a go, and that's the point. We meekly surrendered. We're not going to win the Premier League. We're not going to go down. In the Europa League, Liverpool are in the Europa League, and there's the best one in the world. We won't beat them over two legs. That just will never, ever happen. So this was our one chance. We should have gone there. They didn't have their full first team out. We could have attacked them, gone 1 or 2 up, and then they had to bring Big Salah and that on early. And we could have got penalties at the end of the day, 90 minutes. It's not impossible for us to get a draw there. But he gave up. He showed a complete lack of respect and gave up straight away. And some of the players that played that night should never play for West Ham again.
No, I think it completely exposed that sort of second string unit we've got there, and we've all known most of those players weren't good enough. To be fair, I looked at that, and the first thing I saw was Johnson at left back. I thought, oh my god, that's awful. But if we're being totally honest, I didn't think Johnson was the worst player on the pitch by far. I think he was probably one of the better out of the bad bunch. To be honest with you, he had quite a decent game, and it was just a complete slap in the face to all them fans that went up there. And we were all singing Paqueta's name in the first half, not because he was on the pitch doing well, because he was sat on the bench. It was almost a plead to David Moyes, and I thought we looked marginally better when Paqueta came on. The players have got to take some, have got to take some of it, because they aren't completely incapable. We know they're not good enough, but that performance was still not good enough. Moyes hung them out to dry completely, because we know they're not good enough, and we scraped past League One Lincoln with that sort of side. So God knows what Moyes was thinking when he thought, yeah, I think these lot can give Liverpool a good go. Absolute clown. Right, let's take some of these comments before we move on to the game that's coming up. Pete, thanks for joining us. Paul, I hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Ken says, am I the only one who really isn't worried too much about tomorrow after Wednesday, because I'm so angry still after that. Moyes has to win tomorrow. Do you know what? I agree. We turned over from we were watching the darts last night, and we turned over to watch a bit of Palace Brighton, and I just went, I can't be bothered to watch football. And even now I'm a little bit. I mean, Man United at home is quite a big game. I'm just going to
I'm exactly the same. We need something to reignite us, but Moyes not going to do it. The other thing I want us to talk about, Jake, is our under-21 team. I mean, we are top of that league. We won the FA Youth Cup last season. They're going to League One teams away and winning 4-0. You know, they're a good side, and they're not getting on the bench. They're not getting minutes. I don't understand it. We keep playing people like Danny Ings and Ben Rama, who are not good enough. Now, of course, these young lads are coming. They're going to struggle at first, of course, without any doubt. But they need the minutes. They need the exposure. And they need the chance to realise their potential. Otherwise, they'll leave. It's just crazy.
Mental. Absolutely mental. Let's have a look here. Kent says, I watched 14 minutes highlights. That's brave of you. I don't normally leave early, but I left a few minutes early. I was also getting rained on. I don't know where you were, Gary, but we were 20 rows back, and we were just sort of getting in the second half. Just a bit of dampness was coming through.
I was row 21, so I was exactly the same. Yeah.
Oh, right, fair enough. Yeah, it was awful. As soon as the 4-1 went, we went. So look, up until the goal Bowen scored, we were just about to go then, to be honest with you, because to beat, and we did manage to beat most of traffic, and got out of Liverpool relatively quickly. But it was pathetic.
Even my journey home was bad. I got stopped by the police for breathalyzer test.
Did you?
Yeah, he opened the window and he said, "You've been drinking." I said, "The only thing you smell out here, mate, is depression."
Christ. Oh dear. Fair play. Paul says, I felt gutted for you, for all you that travelled to witness that. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, I mean, that was probably one of the worst games of football I've ever watched, and the vlog reflected that on the channel. And there was a lot of comments the morning after as I was scrolling through them saying, well done for travelling, and you shouldn't have done this and all the rest of it. But it's the first time I've scrolled through a comment section and I've had thanks for going to a football game and sort of appreciation for going to a football game because of how bad it was. But now attention's turned to Manchester United, and as Kent referenced there, which I agree with. I'm not up for this, to be honest. I'm just a bit deflated because that was such a big opportunity just wiped off the table with no regard from David Moyes, and I'm just a bit about it. Gary, you?
Yeah, same as me. I think Ken summed it up perfectly. I think we're all angry. I think we're all angry at the fact we gave up. And like you and I have been to many away games, and it's the first away game I've been to. There wasn't one empty seat around me. Normally there's one or two empty seats. I don't know it wasn't like where you were sat, Jake, but it was completely rammed. Every single ticket was taken. The fans were really up for it, and just so disappointing. But anyway, tomorrow.
I don't know whether you as well, just as a side note, did you feel that like there was a bit cramped for a room? Like it was like Ryanair, wasn't it? Like your distance between your seat and like the bar, like you were like flipping hell, and it felt like Ryanair.
it was a bit cramped around us, to be fair. Ryanair, allegedly.
Yeah. So this game, Manchester United, Erik ten Hag, who's done his press conference today, in reference that there's some illness in the camp. We've had that excuse wheeled out in the last couple of weeks, but you confident's not the right word. Are you content?
I think I think we all know United are not the United they were 10 years ago for sure. So we've got a chance. I think the one thing we can all be certain of is Højlund will score his first Premier League goal. Yeah. So it's just a question of how many we score against them. So I'm a bit worried. Like I said, I think 90% of the fans are pretty much angry with Moyes at the moment. So if they come out as an attackers and go one or two up, the noise and the crowd's probably going to go quite anti-Moyes. So we need to get off to a good start and hold United back for the sake of the rest of the match, really. Yeah.
There's some chat about you in the comment section, Gary. Shall I read it out?
Go
on. Hey Paul, is Gary still the same now after he's become famous?
Paul
replied, I'm not sure he's the same, to be honest, Richard. He's always acted like the big cheese over me anyway. Is there an official response from Gary Whitehead there?
Because he's younger than me, I used to beat him up as younger brother. See, so you know what you do. Younger brothers, you teach them how to fight.
Discipline.
Yeah, just a bit. I fought until he got to about 13 and smacked me in the face and it hurt. And I said, "That's it now. No more fighting."
So you dictated it then.
Oh yeah,
I
sure.
respect that. Kent says been a terrible few days. Moises press. I honestly, Kent, I don't know why I put yourself through. I do not listen to a word that man says anymore. I'm gonna read out what he says, but I don't like listen to what he says because it just annoys me. Moise speaking yesterday said mentally it's a big ask for the players to go again, but we'll be up for the game and ready to play. Let's hope so. It's a completely different competition. We're just off the back of a really good league win against Wolves. Woohoo, divert the situation. Our form has been pretty good. There's no time to dwell on Wednesday, and we're in a good position in the league. We could have all said he was going to say that.
Yeah.
Moving on, he says he's relishing facing the Red Devils, and then he's referenced about pushing hard in the Premier League. A squad update: Cresswell was sick before we went up. I presume that's to Liverpool. Just says on the club website, Cresswell was sick before we went up. Up where? To the moon. But he improved a little bit. We took him with us. Where? To the moon. Naifa Gerd, I've seen today. Moy said he's looking a bit better, but I don't know if he's completely better. That's a good diagnosis. Even after the game, we had a few players feeling unwell, so they'll need to be monitored over the next day or so. Mikel Antonio is improving with his knee injury. He's on the grass, the famous phrase. He's doing some running, but he needs to improve some more, but is getting closer. So overall, we didn't really learn too much from that. Apart from there's some more illness in the camp that Moyes is using as an excuse, as a diversion tactic. But pretty much, I'd like to think we've got our full starting 11 to choose from. And maybe, Gary, Moyes might just use it.
Yeah, if I just go back to Kent's point a minute, I think the thing Kent's talking about is that Moyes asked if there are any Liverpool fans in the audience in the press conference. And he said, what do you expect of West Ham? You know, where we are in the league.
Oh, right.
Winning European trophies. He gave it all that, and it just showed his
complete did he?
Yeah, lack of ambition. Anyway, I think a positive from even on Wednesday was Jared Bowen again. I mean, his form is frightening. I mean, the last 3 goals all been right foot, and when he first came to West Ham, he couldn't even stand on his right foot. So he's improving so much. And he looks a genuine threat. I mean, Liverpool obviously a class team. He scored against them. I fancy him to continue his good form tomorrow. Kudos for a small guy. He's very strong, and he's very low centre of gravity. And Lucas has been playing well. So I think going forward, if we can play the way we have been, I think we should cause them a lot of trouble. It's whether we can tie up at the back. I guess Zuma will be back, and I guess Emerson will be back. So that makes a massive difference to us.
Yeah, for sure. Manchester United is it's a bag of tricks, isn't it? You don't particularly know what you're going to get when, to be honest. And what are you expecting with them? Of course, last time out, we beat them through a David De Gea howler at home. Saïd Benrahma with the goal. And in the league, we lost. In the FA Cup, we lost up there last season. So at home, we don't seem to do too bad against them. I can remember a couple of wins over the last few years. So, I mean, we've got to take that bit of confidence that we always seem to tie up at home against United and put in a decent display.
Yeah, and if you look at their goals scored, I think they've only scored one more than Burnley and Luton. So I think they scored 18 or something. So they're not showing too much of a threat. Is Fernandes back? He was suspended last week. I don't know if
I'd assume so. Yeah.
Yes, he's back in. I don't know what they're like at the back because I know Maguire's been injured, and they brought Varane back. So if you look at their back four, their back five, they don't look anything great. And their midfield, McTominay's been their best player, I think, this season. So we've got nothing to fear. At the end of the day, they're 1 point ahead of us or 2 points. And we've got, we can go above them. I think we can go to 6th if we beat them tomorrow. So let's be positive. And Moyes is right about we've got to put Wednesday behind us. I know it makes us all angry. It certainly does. But we need to move forward and get 3 points tomorrow because we've got Arsenal way after that, and that's going to be a tough one.
It certainly is. Yeah, of course, the good thing about being first up is that we can put the statement out there and we can move up into 6th and leapfrog Brighton, Manchester United and Newcastle with a win and all 3 points acquired tomorrow. So that's the incentive, and hopefully Moyes doesn't say, well, Man United are just too good for us like he did to Liverpool midweek. And just a responsive performance, pretty much. If we can do what we did in the Premier League last time out, I think we'll do well, and I think we'll pick up at the very least a point because Manchester United, they're just a side that you can never predict at the moment whether they're going to turn up or not. They've scraped through their Champions League group, I think, or something of the sort, and they've just not really done anything. Where a few people expected maybe winning a trophy, winning the Carabao Cup last year, and then pushing on under Erik ten Hag this year. But in fact, they've done the complete opposite, Gary, and they've probably taken 2 steps back.
Yeah, and there is certainly some discontent in the club. I think this Sancho business and Rashford seems to be, I don't know, something's going on there as well. Casemiro's not happy. There seems to be, Varane, I think, was exiled at the start of the season, now he's been brought back. So I think there's certainly some undercurrent in there that we need to exploit. But they have got talent. I mean, Garnacho's goal was probably the goal of the season at Everton. That was a tremendous goal. So we need to respect them, but at the same time, we shouldn't fear them. We need to attack them. And as you said, they're not United of old, so we should be able to take 3 points if we believe in ourselves and stay strong.
Let's hope we do. Hey, let's hope we do. A score prediction, Gary?
2-1. I've gone for on the predictions league.
Ooh, I think I've gone 1-1 with all the confidence that I've had in the world. I got the Palace and Brighton result last night right. I was quite proud of that when I woke up this morning and went, oh yeah, I got that right. And I think just to reference that, am I still above Dad, Gary? Do you know?
I haven't checked. I think it's very close between the two of you. It's very, very close. I'll have to have a look at a minute.
I am. Oh, I am as well. I'm flipping out. I'm like 6 points above him. Yeah, all that lip at the start of the season. I'm above you. Yeah, it's all gone quiet over there now, isn't it? I think I went 1-1, and that's probably what I'll go with. I've not filled myself with a hell of a lot of confidence after having to stand through that 85 minutes I think we endured on Wednesday, and I just hope we can pick ourselves back up again and yeah, just continue, forget about that and continue on in the Premier League. It just seems like a game that nobody really needs, and nobody's really talking, like even on Twitter, nobody's really talking about it. Even everyone's moaning about like how crap it was on Wednesday, or just talking about Christmas. Like this game seems to just been forgotten in the sort of commotion of everything that happened on Wednesday, and all of a sudden, Christ, we're playing at 12:30 tomorrow,
Yeah, I mean, years ago, Manchester United was such a massive game. You used to talk about it for weeks in advance, didn't you? Get really excited. Yeah. But now it's really a nothing game tomorrow at all. Really a nothing game. So,
yeah.
Like I said, we need to, the players owe us a performance. And there are sort of 4 or 5 players that played on Wednesday that will play tomorrow, and they need to step up and show that they're upset as we are. But that's what they need to show. As Kenton, it's a long way back from Liverpool. You park in the middle of nowhere, and he just got drenched as well. It's just not.
Yeah, but we had a very nice parking space with a very nice lady named Debbie. So that was the that was the highlight of it. Terry, he enjoyed himself. That's a joke, right? Yeah, I said 1-1. Kudus or Bowen to score. One of them scores every week, so we'll just continue that trend and hope that we can, surpass my confidence level and pick up all 3 points. Yeah, this game, I'm not really too. Well, yeah, of course I'm bothered, but it's just like gone to the back of my mind. I've just went, oh yeah, Christ, we're playing again. Like just because the amount of games and the disgrace of Wednesday night, it just seems, yeah, as I said, to be forgotten in everything. And but let's hope it can be unforgotten and we can pick up all 3 points. There'll be a fair few empty seats in there tomorrow. I think maybe because people, a couple of days before Christmas, 12:30 kickoff as well, and of course, that on Wednesday night. Gary, are you going?
Sadly, I've sold my tickets. I have to hold my hand up. I got so disillusioned after Wednesday.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. We're not going. I don't blame you. Yeah, 2 days before Christmas in London, walking through Westfield. I don't think so. No. I don't think I'm going to walk through Westfield 2 days before Christmas with like 60,000 West Ham fans on top of every bloke in London who's forgot to buy his wife something for Christmas, who's running around Westfield looking for the Pandora shop. There we go. Right, predictions. Let's go from Joshua. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on Lucky against Liverpool. We didn't really try, to be honest with you. We didn't try. 1-1, 2-1 says Paul. 2-1 West Ham says Kent. I like that bit of confidence. I like it. Debbie had a good view. Yeah. Basically, Gary, Terry did his infamous get changed because he sort of wore something up, driving, and he got changed and then he changed back because he was wearing these golf waterproof things, and I told him he looked ridiculous, so I made him change into some jeans and yeah, let's just say Debbie stayed in the kitchen window for quite a while, which was interesting, and Terry lapped it up as you'd fully expect, Gary.
I fully expect Terry to do such a thing, but a little dance, didn't he?
A little
Antonio shuffle.
I can't confirm or deny. Gary, a final thought of this game that everyone's forgetting about?
Come on, you guys. Let's try and get a good performance and try and get the memory of Wednesday long gone. Let's try and score some good goals and give us something positive to think about, because I think the fans are all pretty low after Wednesday, myself included.
Yeah, I think we are. Let's pick ourselves back up. Let's put in a brilliant performance and hopefully lift the fan base back up again for a festive present, because it sounds like from travel back yesterday, trains were cancelled. A load of West Ham fans were stuck in Milton Keynes of all places. It truly was the nightmare before Christmas. But can that be resurrected? See what I did there. Can it be resurrected with a performance and a win against Manchester United? You will have to wait and see. I don't know whether there'll be a build-up show tomorrow. Hit the notification bell to know whether there will be. If there is, 12:30, I was 11:15. I've got to be on there. Oh, yeah, see, Gary was shot by the time then. 11:15. I've got to be here tomorrow for the build-up show, but that is dependent on, whether I'm up. Oh, I will be up, don't worry.
You'll be up.
Breakfast tomorrow, full English breakfast to drown my sorrows before we lose. Attack, and we win tomorrow, says Kent. There we go. We have to start on the front foot. It's non-negotiable. If we let Manchester United dictate the play, then that'll be all down to them. But they're a poor side. They're a really, really poor side. And if we can get at them and score a goal early, their heads drop. They're not a side with a lot of sort of resilience and togetherness. If we can get 1 or 2 up, then that's it, I think. But we will see. No doubt Højlund will score for the first time this season. I said that about Nunes, who hadn't scored in 10 after our fans shouted you're just not a very good Andy Carroll about 2 minutes. And I was like, he's going to score now. He's going to score, and somehow he didn't. So that was the only positive I took out of it. But yeah, as we've said, let's get back to winning ways. And to be honest with you, Gary, if it can't get much worse than Wednesday, and if it does, then I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, if it does, we got Arsenal away following games,
and then Brighton.
Yeah, it should go. No, what we've got to do is really antagonise them, get on top of them, and get Bruno waving his arms around, laying everyone else like he does normally. Yeah. So that's try and get them booked and sent off, these guys, and let's go for it.
And their heads can drop, so let's make them drop. Or Moyes will play the badge. We will see. We certainly will. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Gary. Thank you very much indeed. If I don't see you before, have a very Merry Christmas.
And you, mate. Have a Christmas.
From us, come on, you irons, and we'll see you right here on West. See, Gary can't do come on, you irons, because he's holding his phone in one hand. I know what he's doing. I know. I'm experienced at this, and he's now hoping I hurry up because his hand is aching. Am I right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
exactly. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Come on, you irons, and bye-bye.
Cheers, Jake.